Tiffany Pals, it's me, Ava, and today we're going to talk about horse riding confidence. Have you ever lost your riding confidence? Let's say like a bad experience or a bad fall. Kind of like I have sometimes, and like you don't think you're gonna get back to where you were before. So let's say like if you did your first canter, if you have a bad fall, you don't think you're gonna be able to work back up to that first canter. Many riders have felt like this at some point, but you can overcome it, and I did, so I'll show you how. When you lost your confidence, it's great to build it up like step by step, so you don't like overface yourself and like push yourself too far. So people might say, if you have a bad fall, people might say, why are you still doing it? Like, give up, stop doing it. But if you're horsey, you have to say horsey, so you have to find ways to overcome it. At the start of last year, I had I just did my first canter. I came off the lunge like a couple of days later, and then I had 2 really bad falls in 4 days.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me feel really nervous, and like I didn't really want to get back on Aria because she was a bit, even though it wasn't her fault, she just and she was a bit hot and spicy that day, so that's why. And she mummy just put her hand in her pocket, so I was like, tweets. So yeah, I felt a bit nervous. I kind of felt a bit sad because I felt like it kind of would ruin our bond. Because if I fall off, I kind of felt when I was younger than I was when I had Oreo, I kind of felt like it would ruin our bond, because I kind of felt like you had to stay on the horse to keep the bond. Kind of felt like it would ruin it, but it didn't.
But how did it affect you when you went to shows, and just explain that, because it was quite bad, wasn't it? Yeah. So you had 2 falls. You had one on a Friday and one on a Monday, I think it was, and they were quite.
2 falls in 4 days.
Yeah, they were quite bad. But you had like a competition the next weekend, I think.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
I kind of felt really nervous because it was a competition the next week that I just fell off.
Yeah.
So I just kind of felt like I would fall off in that.
Yeah.
And I just didn't really feel that confident at all.
So we had tears, didn't we, going in?
Yeah.
And then one time when you were in, you had a bit of a breakdown, didn't you, and wanted to come back out again. So we just want to explain that, like, that was in April time.
Yeah.
And then in December, October, what did you do in October?
I went to the National Championships for Team Quest.
Yes, which is an amazing feat when you didn't even want to ride your pony in April, did you? You were scared of her. So we're going to share the story and what Ava did to overcome her pretty severe confidence loss. And it's not that you're super confident now, and you still got nerves, didn't you, at the national championships,
yeah.
But you could actually overcome it, and it didn't make you not do it.
It doesn't really. Can you stop? She's just got mud on her.
She says no.
It doesn't really. It does help me, my confidence a bit at shows, but like the national championships, it was quite far away from the falls, but still in the same year.
Yeah.
Same year. But I kind of, in competitions, I still feel kind of like nervous, but the nationals I kind of felt sick.
Yeah.
Because like that's just
it's a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the point is that you were so nervous April time,
Yeah.
and then in that however many months, April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months, you overcame it enough to be able to do what you've done, which is, we're going to share the tips that helped you.
Yes. Also, I didn't tell you this before, but I kind of felt sick because I kind of had a flashback of the falls.
Oh.
So kind of like if you had a fall and then you're doing like something a big deal, you kind of, oh yeah, let's stop reversing. She says I'm going to park myself. Okay. So I kind of have a flashback, a flashback. Oh no! Kind of had a flashback of the falls because it's kind of like.
Yeah. It's understandable, isn't it?
The thing was a big deal and the falls were a big deal, so it kind of just reminded me
Triggered
of that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's start sharing what you did to overcome it.
Yeah. First thing for me was like kind of like making a plan, like setting your goal. We already had a goal because we had Team Quest, but your goal could be like doing your first canter, doing a trot since your fall, something like that. The next one is small steps. So go a tiny bit at a time. If you just fallen off, you might want to go and just sit on the horse, and that will be the rest of the ride. You just go in. So just take small steps so you're not pushing yourself. The next thing is, don't compare yourself to how you used to ride to how you ride now. So if you used to be able to do a canter and now you're scared to, don't compare yourself, because that will kind of just make it worse. The next thing that worked for me was pushing my comfort zone a little bit. So I know we said small steps, but if you have like a trainer or your parent with you, maybe when you feel safe, let's say... Bye then! So let's carry on with the actual thing. Okay, so let's say when you're walking, if you feel safe with walk, maybe just do like 1 or 2 steps of trot, and then go back to walk, and then just end the lesson, because end it on a good note. Another idea is to like groundwork, lunge, long rein, anything but ride, because it can really connect your actual bond a bit more than you just riding. And I was getting ready for his photo bomb me again. And if your bond gets stronger, it might build up your confidence a bit more. So that one. So the next thing is to think about your mindset. So if you think you can do it, you're correct. If you think you can't do it, you're correct. So also another way to do it is 3 things. My mum gave this to me because she's a mindset coach. Mummy behind the camera. So basically it's 3 things you can smell, 3 things you can hear. Well, an easier way to say that would be think of 3 things of all your senses.
Yeah. So 3 things you can see, 3 things you can hear, 3 things you can taste.
See,
yeah.
feel.
And with the horses, taste might not be something that you can do if you're riding around.
But you can taste the air.
Well, yeah, but the idea is it puts your body into your nervous system, into using your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the one that you need to stay in the present. And what happens is when your body goes into that nervous fight flight thing where you just feel like you want to run away, that's your sympathetic nervous system kicking in. And that's when your body's always thinking and your brain's always thinking about what might happen, yeah, or might fall off. It's always thinking about something that's going to happen in the future, whereas you want to stay in the present, because that's when you can really get a hang of your, get hold of your nerves. So thinking of, we used to ride down the drive, didn't we, and think of 3 things you can see or 3 things you can feel, and it used to really help, didn't it? You focus your mind.
Yeah. Another thing that helped me improve my confidence was lessons. So my mum was a trainer, so she helped teach me. I kind of like take a few steps back and then work it back up again. So the lessons can sometimes start off on the lunge, and also sometimes just having a person there with you, even if they're not a trainer, can actually really help. The next thing that helped my confidence was celebrating wins frequently. So even if you just got on after you fell off, you still can celebrate that because you got on even though you probably thought you didn't want to. So even if it doesn't have to be competition wins, it could just be like what I said, you get on after you fall off, even though you feel like you don't really want to. So let's get on to the next thing that helped my confidence. The next thing that helped my confidence is visualising. So let's say if you go to bed.
Orio's trying to get into the video. She just video bombed you.
Let's say if you go to bed, you can let's say your dream would be visualising like you going around a perfect test. Well, probably not perfect, but like a good test. And then you have to kind of visualise all the colours, what it would be like, the smells. Let's say if there was like a burger stand there, then the burger smell. Like all the smells, colours, sounds.
So you're making it as real as possible. Yeah. You're not dreaming because you're not asleep, are you, at this point? You're just relaxing somewhere.
You could be asleep.
Well, yeah.
That's what I did.
No, well, it's before you go to sleep, or if you're sitting quietly somewhere.
As I meant before.
Yeah. You don't have to be visualising a test. You can be visualising literally just getting on and walking around the arena if that's what's worrying
the
you.
lesson.
Yeah.
Or lunging perfectly.
Yeah. So it's just, the more you visualise it, the more your brain doesn't realise what's imaginary and what's real. So if you imagine something with lots of colour and lots of vibrancy, your brain thinks you've actually done it. So then for your brain, that's another instance that thing's gone well, and it counts it in your little, confidence bank.
Yeah. Last but not least, the last thing that helps me build my confidence up is journaling. So writing how you feel, like if it was good or if you could have done better, like that stuff. And a good journal to use for that is my Ava's Pony Pals journal. Link in the description, or you could just search on Amazon, like Ava's Pony Pals, and it'll be under there.
Yeah, it's really good because it has lots of different sections in, doesn't it? For each, every day you can record your ride, can't you? And how it went, whether it went well, what you can improve, and then it has a little, scale, doesn't it, for how you felt about your ride.
I hope this video helped you build up your confidence, and these were all the things that helped me build up my confidence. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next video. Like, subscribe, please. You're kidding, just do that again. Like, subscribe, please, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!